Okay, guys. All right. So Ashley and I are here just to do a quick content call to kind of break down simple things with, I'm going to do stuff with WordSwag and what I do to make my content easy, simple, and professional and brand myself. And then she's going to dive into Canva and teach us a lot more on that. But I'm going to start with WordSwag. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. If you have questions throughout while I'm sharing your screen, I'm not going to be able to see it. So if anything is super important and y'all have questions, you can unmute yourself and talk to me, because otherwise I won't be able to see the chat. I kind of ran into this last time I did a content call. Or if you want to, let me get through what I'm going to explain. And then once I unshare my screen, I can look in the chat and kind of answer questions that way. So I'm going to get started and share my screen really quick. Like I said, we are working with the app. Sorry, my brain is not working completely. I just got off not too long ago. The app WordSwag, and that's what I use to use mine. So let me get a screen share going, and I will show you how I do that. Why am I? Oh, there we go. Share con. Screen broadcast. All right, here we go. Start broadcast. Okay, so I'm just going to show you quick things how I utilize this. I'm going to go over here to my, this is what it looks like, WordSwag. With WordSwag, I mainly utilize, I'm going to go to free photos right here. I mainly utilize the transparent background. It's like the coolest thing because you can put this over anything. And I'm going to show you how I do that. So I'm going to double tap this text and write something in. So let's say we're doing something like with a flash sale. I'm just going to do silly stuff right now to kind of show you. So flash sale, I'm going to press done. There's tons of options here. I will say I do pay for this app. So I do have the, the version where you get more choices. So that's up to you if you want to. I don't think it's that expensive. It's like maybe a couple dollars a month or something. And always remember that that's a write-off for your business because you're using this for your business. So I really like this first cherry bloom one. So I'm going to put flash sale, bring it up there, and then you can add another text and change that. And let's say
the microphone's a little bit staticky.
Say that again.
Microphone is staticky.
Okay, let me turn my.
Now it's good. No, it's good now.
I'll turn my Wi-Fi off, so just in case it might be my Wi-Fi. Is that better? Hopefully it is. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you for telling me. So I'm going to say 30% off. I'm going to act like we were just doing last week's site-wide sale. You can change this to any other font you like. I'm going to pick this one. And then maybe I'll write like this weekend only. You get the idea. You can be creative any way you want. I also really like to use this one, but if you hit the dice down here in the corner, it'll show you different ways to shake up that font. So I just hit the dice until it turns into the cursive, and then there you go. So flash sale, 30% off site wide this weekend only. I'm going to save that to my phone, and then I'm going to go to my Instagram, and I'm going to swipe to start a story. Hey guys. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Hopefully I have appropriate pictures in here. Let's see. I'm going to try to find something with, even if I were to like, say I wanted to use this boomerang. And then you can go over here to the 3 dots. This is the way I do like the hazy layover and a lot of the stuff I do, if that makes sense. You can go to draw, and there's these different options up top. If you hit the center one, it's like a highlighter, and then you can pick your color. If you hold your finger down on the screen, it covers the whole thing, and you can do different colors with that, however you want to do it. Oops, undo there. So you can see whatever vibe you're trying to go with. You can even do the cream. I like to do the cream one sometimes. But then after that, I'm going to press done. I'm going to go to a little smiley face thing and go down here. This is access, like below the countdown thing. That brings up your camera roll. So you can see where I saved that flash sale thing. And now I just put it onto the screen. So that's how I create simple, easy content like that. You can use this over your reels. It does the same thing. And with stories, whatever. So then you can go from there and just save it if you wanted, or you could post it. You can always add music to it here, however you want to jazz it up your style. But that's how I utilize that transparent background a lot for content on Instagram. And then I guess I could go to the reels. Let me see if I'm making a reel. Let me pull up. Here's, oh no, those are my drafts.
Wait a minute, 1 second. From
Yes.
WordSwag, how did you get to Instagram from there? I just lost that for a second.
How did I get to Instagram, or how did I get it to my Instagram?
Right, how did you get it to your Instagram? Like, there was an option from WordSwag or from Instagram? Was it
No,
share?
from in your, I saved it to my camera roll from
Oh, right.
WordSwag. Now it's in my camera roll. So then I went to my camera roll and picked out whatever content you
Right.
wanted. I could even pick out this cute picture of the kids and then add it on there. Oh, I'm on
Right.
Reels now. I'm sorry, discard video. I'm on Reels now, but I could do this. Oh, I'm still on Reels, so I'm sorry. I'm throwing myself off
You
here
could do
now.
a picture on Reels?
You can, and they can turn into boomerangs if they're live pictures.
Kirsten,
as
exit
well.
out at the top.
What?
Exit out. Oh, there you go. You're
Yeah.
you were confusing. Just
Okay.
show where you found, where the overlay is to find that word
Yeah.
swag. Just show how to get to that again, that little overlay option to bring it in.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, so here's a picture. And then you go to the smiley face right here where it has all your options of like location, all that stuff. If you scroll down right below the countdown and next to the selfie thing, you can see that little picture, and that takes you to your own camera roll so that you can, even from here, I could pick anything to bring onto that screen, but I'm using this overlay right here to bring on. And say you wanted to bring on another picture to it, you could do that too. That's just a way to utilize overlaying things on Instagram. But you could also go to WordSwag. If this was easier for you, here's this option. That's just the way I like to do it. But in WordSwag, there is an option to use your library, and then you could go from here. So you could pick a picture. You could go, they have different frame options down here, and you can go to IG stories. So you know that that picture is going to fit in your IG story frame. Press next. And then you could go from there and create it. And you can even, with this, there's different colors, you can change your wording. But if you go to images, there's different filters. And this lighten one kind of does the same hazy look as I get on Instagram. I think it's just a habit of mine to do it the other way, but you could totally create content right here on WordSwag without having to bring it over, and then just save it right to your camera roll.
Why not just use, sorry, but why not just use Instagram stories? They have, is it the wording that you just like differently? That you like to use?
It's, in my opinion, it's the brand that I'm going for. So it steps your content up a level, rather than just using Instagram lettering, in my opinion. Because if you look at this comparative flash sale, you know what I mean? You can get creative with it. This weekend only. In my opinion, the other one just has a vibe to it, I guess. that meets the content I want to see for my page, and it looks more professional. There are still things that I utilize in Instagram, like regular stories, but when I'm just trying to step it up a notch and really catch people's eyes on my feed, I definitely tend to go towards WordSwag because I think it just looks nicer. And if I'm being honest, that's what this whole thing is about. Like, would you be more attracted to that or what I just showed you with the regular wording? You know what I mean? If you saw that, it looks like she put effort into it. She's trying to brand herself and she's trying to impress somebody, and that catches people's eyes more than being like everybody else, I guess I could say, with just using plain wording on Instagram.
I was going to say real quick, not to interrupt you, but I've been doing that for like maybe 2 years now. And I can say I get asked about that more than anything other than my Amazon crop tops. Like literally, like the wording like that, people from other teams are like, how do your girls always do the wording like that? How do you guys get that fancy wording? So that right there is already like an invitation. It looks warm and welcoming. It looks professional. And it just looks different because everybody can use the wording on Instagram, but this takes a teeny bit more effort, and it looks like it takes a lot more effort, and it's just eye catching. I mean, even my VIPs are like, darn you, I always look at the VIP sale or whatever because the wording on here catches my eye and then I want to read it and see what it is, kind of thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I make flyers for comedy shows, so that's really helpful. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just another thing about this entire business is just being able to brand yourself and kind of find what you like to do. Ashley's going to show us some stuff on Canva that I have not even dove into yet. So I'm excited to learn that. But this is just something simple that you can use every day to make your own content with. And it just kind of, like she said, steps it up a notch, because you have to remember, people aren't buying from money, they're buying from you. They want to see your story, they want to see your creativeness, and they want you to sell them the products. They're buying from you, not money. So when you kind of step it up a notch and just take the little effort to stand out from the crowd, that's when people are going to pick you for, their MP or for their VIP person. So, but that's
can you show them,
really
you show them, like, how I make content for the weekend, and instead of just doing the overlay on the picture, I like white the screen out. Do you know how to do that? Like white the screen out and then put the wording on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you go to a picture and instead of hitting the highlight, you hit the marker and you just white it out so that it's like a complete white page, and then they can add the wording and like add other pictures, because I get asked about that a lot.
Okay. Yeah. I'll screen share and do that really quick. Let's see. Okay, so what she's saying is, all right, so I'm going to go back to Instagram. What am I doing? That's not my Instagram. This is my Instagram. Okay. So she's saying just pick any random photo. It doesn't matter what it is, but then go to the draw effect up here. And instead of using the highlighter, just use the marker, white it out, the whole screen. And then from there, you can utilize a plain white screen to kind of get the message across before you kind of start creating that sequence of why you should buy Monat for this flash sale kind of thing. So say you just did this flash sale this weekend only, then you could go here to the gifts and do like black hearts to go with it. Add that on the screen. See how cute and simple that is? So then you could post.
You can type in Monat too. Type in Monat real quick and see which ones come up.
And then you can Monat. Yep. And then I spelled that wrong. Hold on. Monat. And then you can, pick the little shampoos or whatever that you want to on there and place them. Well, it's being difficult right now. There we go. That kind of thing. So then you can put like different little Monat products on there and do that way. But then after that, you can kind of, Jade always sends something to WhatsApp. You can use her slide of like what products or what the sale is. And then you can go from there and do you know, like before and afters, and kind of create the storyline of like why they should buy into the sale from you kind of thing. So that's how she does that. You can even go to the internet. This is how Jade does this, but like Monate products, transparent background images. Ooh, I might have to put background on this. So even like this, you can, when you see the checkered background, that means that it's going to be transparent. So then you can hold it down or go to it and save to photos. And then when you go here and do the same thing, pull up your photos, pull it up. Okay, I guess this one isn't. Well, that was a horrible example, but usually the ones with the checkered backgrounds. Jade, what do you search when you look those up?
So I just type in like Monate product, like type in like Renew shampoo, but I normally just copy it, and you normally have to be on Google Chrome. So make sure instead of Safari, you're using Chrome, but just try Google it like Chrome. This. So go down, let's see. Scroll down and see.
Here, I'll do Renew shampoo. So images.
So just try like that first one.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So
copy.
Copy.
Just hit copy. Yep. And then go to your Instagram story, and you're literally just going to paste it. So this is a cheat. It'll say add sticker, and then you just add it right to it. Look how cute that is. That's exactly what I do when I make our content for the weekend, and I go through and I see like what products are included. So say it's like $12 shampoo, I would like pull up all the different shampoos and like make a cute graphic like that with all the shampoos on the white screen.
Just super easy, and it just steps it up just a notch, like she said. So I'm gonna stop broadcasting, and then I'm going to let Ashley take over. Do you guys have any questions for me on any of that before I let her move on to Canva and do something different?
Well, I have a few questions because I'm totally bad at technology.
Okay.
You just went from, how did you get that picture exactly from, I mean, how did you put it onto Instagram?
I just copied it. So I went to the website, found the one with the checkered background, which usually means they're transparent. I held down on the photo, pressed copy, and then I just went into Instagram to that story I already had pulled up, and it automatically, your phone, your smartphone, if you have an iPhone, will say add sticker because you've already copied it. So now it knows you want to use that to your Instagram. But if not, you can just go, if that doesn't pop up for you, because I don't know how Androids work, I think it's the same, but you can go to as if you were just regularly typing on your story, and then hold down and press paste too. Because then you copied and pasted it. You know what I mean?
I didn't know you could do that with an image. Also, how do we know when there's flash sales and all that stuff? Just go on the chat, or there's emails?
Well, you should always get an email. You always get an email, and definitely it's always going to be in the chat. As soon as Jade knows exactly what it is, she'll share it with us, and then send the FAQs, but you should always have an email. And then usually Monate's Instagram will post about it as well, so you can see it there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so you'll always have your own access to that, but just Friday mornings, just make it like a habit just to check in the group chat real quick, because I will simplify all of the like what's included and send the FAQ, so you can click on it, and I'll send some like graphics that you guys are more than welcome to use if you don't have time to go do this. You know, so just check in the morning. Sometimes it's on Thursday, but you will get the email for it though.
Thank you.
Did you host? You're welcome.
Okay, and then from here, I'm gonna make Ashley, or are you gonna make Ashley admin? You got it?
Yeah.
Or the
I am
whatever post? Oh, okay, perfect. Sweet. Well, have fun.
Hi,
My part's
ladies.
done.
Thank you, Kirsten. That was so helpful. For those that don't know, I am a graphic designer by trade. So if I say anything that's like sounds like Greek to you, please stop me and say Ashley in English, please. So I'm going to share my screen and show you guys how we do this thing. So if you go to canva.com, I'm going to just try and follow my cursor. If you go to canva.com on any of your browsers, when you have an account, it's going to eventually give you an option to have it as a like icon on your desktop, kind of like an app really. But for this sake, I'm just going to do it on my Safari. What I'm going to do is you go to canva.com, right? It's very overwhelming. It seems like there's a whole bunch of things going on. What you need to do, all you need to do first of all is Canva Pro. There's a free option, but Canva Pro, you absolutely want to do that. It's like $120 for the whole year, and it opens up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It opens up everything to you guys. So many more photos, so many more fonts, just everything more that you would need to make things look good. So I'm going to start by, if you don't have a Canva account, it might look slightly different, but it should have this option on the left where it says templates. This is the process I want you to follow to like simplify to you, because there's so many things going on. It can be super overwhelming. So on the left, you see here, it immediately gives you social media. So we can go Instagram post, Instagram story, reels. For the most part, we're going to be posting on Instagram stories. So that automatically is going to open a whole world of templates to you that are already in the right dimensions. And then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see there's hundreds and thousands of options. Now, what I want you to do is scroll down on the left as well, and you're going to see as well there's a ton of just different ideas and themes and whatever you want. The first rule of thumb with design is you want to keep it simple and eligible. And the second rule is to focus on contrast, right? Balance and contrast. So usually what I would do is go to minimalist, filter through minimalist, and then if you carry on scrolling down, it gives you an option. There was a beauty option here. You can add as many as you want. So you can filter through on the left. You can even all the way down at the bottom, if you're looking for, if you click on this plus sign in the color palette, you can scroll the color slider across and find like a nice neutral and say apply. And it's going to filter through all the templates that have a neutral tone. Right, so it's only going to show me minimalist beauty palettes that have a neutral tone. Okay, so don't overthink it. There's a lot to look at. I want you to star all of those that grab your attention first. It doesn't don't overthink it. Like go through, and if something grabs your attention, just start. Carry on, and see like, what could I do with that? Oh, that's really nice. That's a product picture. Oh, that's very cool for a Q&A. Think in terms of your business, how you want to portray yourself, how you want to brand yourself. You want a holistic brand identity, right? So that's why I would highly recommend filtering through on your templates here on the left, so that you're not looking at all kinds of different templates that don't really relate. All of these relate in some way. If you look across, they all have a very similar font, like beautiful fonts, minimalist, like backgrounds, like very nice overlays, those types of things. So once you've gone through and you feel like, okay, I've probably starred like 20 of these templates, you can always add to your little library. You're going to go back to Canva. You're going to click at the top here on the Canva logo. And then at the top on the right where it says create a design, you're going to go create a design. For the most part, you can go custom size at the bottom here, or search Instagram story, and Instagram story dimensions is 1080 by 1920 pixels. Get to know that so that you minimize your, how you say, minimize your time spent. Then it's still going to open a whole bunch of templates here on the left. You're going to go all the way down to the left here where it says starred, and then it's going to pull up all of those that you starred, right? So now you need to think in terms of your business. When you are thinking of how you want to interact with your clients, when you post a sale, when you post a testimonial, when you post a nice product photo, when you post a promo or like the booster packs, or just something, you want everything to look good. It doesn't help that one day you're posting something that's bright pink and the next day something that's purple and nothing makes sense. Like Jade and Kirsten said, when people come to your page, people are visual creatures, right? So they want to, when they're going to be pulled in and drawn into how much time and effort you spend on delivering this information to them. And it's milliseconds that they see it, but it makes an impact because people are going to go like, wow, okay, she actually spends a lot of time on these things, and it's very visually appealing. It sends a subliminal message of, this girl really cares about what she does. She takes the time and effort. So ultimately, if that's the impression you're giving, they feel like they're going to get great service from you if they decide to be your VIP. So let's, for instance, take this. You're just going to click on a template and it's going to open up on the canvas for you. You never want to use a template just as is. You want to somehow make it your own. The nice thing here with Canva is they have a plethora of stock photos. If you go to the left where it says photos, you can literally search anything you want. At the top, you can search beauty. And obviously you can see these with the crowns are pro version. So you definitely want to get the pro version. I'll send you guys a link as well for that. So you can just use as many stock photos as you want. The other option is if you go here on the left where it says uploads, you can upload media right from your, let's use Jade's photo. Let's do this. You can upload media right from your computer or from your camera roll, because you can get the Canva app on your phone as well. If you grab a photo and hold down and drag it over this image, it's going to bring the whole image over, and I'll just scrolled and grab that over. So now I'm going to make it my own because I don't want to copy it exactly right. So we've got gorgeous Jade with her mermaid hair. You double click on the text, and then Control A or Command A is going to select all the text, and we're going to say flash sale. Yeah, I'm going to change it because you want to, like what Kirsten did. You see it'll give you these bounding boxes, so you kind of know what you're doing, what you're working with. We can say 30% off. It's a bit finicky. Sometimes it's tough on your phone, but you can usually grab any object, and here it's going to give you here where you can grab it and move it around. And if you grab on these little nodes at the end, you can just shorten it, hold the shift button down, and keep those dimensions. I'm going to delete that one and then just copy this. Command C, Command V is copy paste, or if you click on an item on your phone on Canva, it's going to have a little toolbar at the bottom that says duplicate. So you can just select an element and say duplicate, and it'll copy and paste it for you. Now you can see you can't see that 30% off those words. That's why I was talking about contrast. You always want, if you're going to have a dark photo, you want light text. If you're going to have a light photo, you want dark text. Or if you want dark text and you've got a busy photo, you always want to try and create some kind of opaque background. So on the top left, again, you can go to elements. I always usually just go with like a square or something. I'm just going to bring it like this, bring it down. It's not the best design, but you can always click on here where it's got like the little color block, and then you can choose any color that you want. It's also going to pick up, if you scroll all the way down, it's going to pick up the colors from the photo. So you can always match colors from the photo. I'm just going to go with like a white. Move this down. These 3 dots at the top here are going to give you a whole bunch of options. That's for your text. This I'll get into in a second. This you can animate. So like for instance, let's say I want to animate these words. I'm going to make it animate. And then I'm going to animate that as well. And then if you press play, it's going to show you, whoops, on enter. Okay, let's do the speed. Super slow. There we go. So it should, I don't know why it's not doing it now. There we go. So you can actually make like an animated little movie slide off of your thingies. I don't always do that, but that's if you really want to get into it. So what I'm going to do here is select this block and then go there at the top right with the 3 dots. And this is your transparency. Then I'm going to bring it down to like 80%. You know what, let's make this a dark color so that it kind of makes a contrast. So it kind of gives like this opaque transparency. And then I'm going to do this and make those smaller. And you can always go to, if you want to align your things, those buttons at the top, you can align to the center, to the middle of the artboard, the middle of each other. You've also got an undo and redo at the top there. I'm going to make the text white. Actually going to bring this all the way over like that. So there's a whole bunch of things that you can do with your templates, but also, like I said, don't just copy it directly as is. You know, you can always go to the background. Here it's going to give you an option to edit the image. You can add filters to the image, change the colors. There's so many things you can do if you just played around with it. I'm just going to undo that. Like for instance, well, let's take this off and we're going to go click on the text and say effects. If you've got a shadow effect, you've got a lift effect, you've got like a neon glow effect. Then if you want to get really fancy, I think we've got this curve effect. So let's take that off. And you can, like, if you were, you know, if you had this around a circle, sorry, my cat's losing his mind. Let's make that so small. There you can change your text there. We change the text color. See, then it's made the text round as if it was, you know, curving over that element. Can everyone still hear me? Cool. If you go to okay, perfect. If you go to elements here on the left, it's going to give you just a whole bunch of things that you can search, you know, stickers, photos. That's a cool photo that you can add to the background if you just hover it over the background, or it should give you the option to make it the background. But if you go back to your templates, you always want to keep some kind of, here we can add another page. So this is duplicate page, but I'm just going to take all of that, delete that background, and then I'm going to use this template. So it's always not, you can always go back to a template. And like if a template's got elements like this and it makes no sense to you, delete it. Because I'm not a fan of those types of like all those extras. This is a really cool font. I don't know if I've got one of its products uploaded in here. There's some. This is what I wanted to show you guys as well. So if you've got the pro version, right? So you can see this image. I'm going to bring this to the front. You can see this image has a white background. So if you have the pro version, you can go to edit image for those that can't find images with transparent backgrounds. You go background remover, and it's automatically going to remove the background around that product. The only shitty thingy is that it takes that really nice little drop shadow away. But if that doesn't bother you, that's cool. So there's a bunch of things that you can do with all of that. Don't let the templates overwhelm me because there's so many. If you wanted to, you can always go, let's go to home. Question. Teachers, very cool. I didn't know that, very cool. Teachers get Canva Pro for free. So if you go back to your homepage, this question was asked, and you go to brand kit. This allows you to create your logos. So if you've got like, even if like what Kristen did in WordSwag, you know, made that little PNG with flash sale. If you don't feel like recreating that every single time, you can upload that to here as your brand kit. You can go add in all your colors. So you saw when I was doing a design, I'm just going to go show you. If I go to a new design, and of course my Wi-Fi would be slow. If I go here and I just select a shape, it's just going to be a default color. But then if I click on that at the top, that it's already got my brand kits here at the top, my design studio, my coaching. This was some client work. This is just some color palettes that I generated myself and renamed. So you can add all of those so that you have quick access to all of those color palettes. Yeah, I'm sorry, my cat's going nuts. If you are looking to generate color palettes, you can go to canva.com/colors. It's going to give you this page. If you click on color palette generator, you can upload an image. I'm going to upload an image to show you what this does. Let's say I'm going to upload. And this is all about branding. So if you decide, you know what, I want my branding to be this type. If you look at a picture and you go, this photo shows luxury and opulence to me. That's kind of the colors I like to represent myself. You upload it into their color generator or their palette generator. It's going to color pick actual colors from that photo. And then it gives you these. These are called hex codes. So those are basically just, if I go, okay, I'm going to copy that hex code. I'm going to go home to Canva. Where's my design? I'm going to go to this design, click on that element, go to the color block, and then click on the plus here. This is where you can change your colors. Change the hex code to what I just copied, and there's my new color. There was something else. With the color generator, you can, it literally gives you a ton of different options. You can go there where it said explore color generator. If you go, I want sunset colors, you type in sunset and you can choose warm sunset. And then it's going to generate a ton of color options, color combinations. Some of them are really awful. But if you see something that you really like, click on it and then go and write down the colors. That's actually really nice, that ivory. Go and write down those hex codes and save them into your Canva. The difference between, I feel like I'm talking to myself, you guys are so quiet. The difference between a JPEG, let me go to this one. So if I want to save my image and I go share, I go to download. Oh Lord. A PNG is basically just a file format the same as a JPEG. So generally, if you take any photos on your phone or any camera photo is a JPEG, if it's not a raw file. PNG is a higher quality image, but PNG also gives you the option here where it says transparent background. But if I click transparent background and I download that, it's going to save this bounding box, but it's going to save just this little square with it. See, with the transparent background. Let me show you what that looks like. It's going to save just that little So this whole thing is a transparent background. So if I wanted to create something and overlay it in my Instagram story, I can do that with a transparent background. JPEG is basically also just a file format. If you go share, download, you can change it up here to JPEG. You can just play around with the quality of an image. Same with the PNG. See, it says best for complex illustrations. You can save to PDF, which not a good idea. MP4. So if you add an animation to a shape, it's going to automatically save it as a, why won't it let me animate that now? Here we go. Sometimes some of the toolbar things up here get lost, or they decide to just jump into this. So that always means more. So if I automatically add an animation to anything in a design in Canva, over here you'll see it automatically saves it or converts it into a video format and into 5 seconds. So you can always go share, download, it's automatically going to save it as an MP4. But go there, animate, stomp. If you can change your animation to both on enter, on exit, however you want it, and then it should allow you to change you can remove the animation here if you want. I think because there's nothing else going on, there you go, page animation, hold on, it should, yeah, because there's nothing else going on this thing, it's just that one shape. It doesn't give you the option to like change the duration to like 10 seconds or 15 seconds. But that's pretty much the gist of Canva. There's a lot going on. I would stick to, like, you can create your projects. So you've got your own folders. What I would do is, if you're in a design, let's go design, you can go right at the top left where it says file. You can save to folder, and you can your projects, or you can create a new folder. Say at the bottom, create new, and you can literally save that as Monate marketing or whatever it is, add to new folder. And then if you go back home, if you go to your projects again, it's gonna show you your folders. You just click on folders over there. And then there's your folder, Monate marketing. So that's a great way to keep everything organized, to keep everything in one place. As for the design side of things, always remember, you want to decide, like Jade and Kirsten said, you always want to decide what looks good to you. How do you want to represent yourself as a brand? Because this is a business, right? It's your business. You want to, I'm just going to do this. You want to portray yourself in a certain way, and that's professional, and that's like, I'm going to take care of you. You know, us women, we see something pretty and we're like, oh, that's a really pretty design. I mean, how many times have any of you asked Jade or Kirsten? I've had a ton of my girls as well ask, how did you do that? Where did you design that? You have to go and see what appeals to you and what you think. That's something that has longevity. I love those colors. I love that color palette. I love that look and feel, those fonts. Also don't want to use like more than 2 or 3 fonts at a time. Otherwise it gets too confusing for the eye. If you've got like heavy picture at the top, you want to balance it out with something at the bottom. If you've got a really busy photo that's, I don't know, let's say you've got a picture of a beach with palm trees and then you go and write text over it. You always want to either dumb down the opacity of the photo if you're going to have text over it. If it's a silhouetted photo, always remember contrast. If you look at something and you have to squint and go like, it's kind of hard to read, but I'm sure they'll like scratch that idea, start again. Because as soon as something is confusing to the eye, people are going to scroll past it, and they're going to be like, well, that sucks. And they're going to just move past it. So it has to be pretty, because that's what's going to attract your VIPs. They're going to be like, oh, wow, that's really, you know, she's really creative. She takes the time and effort, and that subliminally is going to send the message that you take your business seriously, you take what you do seriously, which ultimately is going to emulate the idea that you have a strong brand and you're going to take good care of them as their market partner if they decide to be your VIPs. Were there any questions?
I have a question, Ashley. So do you typically prefer to do it all on computer versus the phone app? And then once you do all this, how do you access it on your phone? Is it just kind of connected because of your account?
Yeah, so when you create an account, you're going to log in, create an account with the email address, Google, or however which way you want to do it. And then you just, like any other app, you're just going to log in, download Canva, the Canva app from your iStore or whatever phone you have, and then log in with those same credentials, and it'll sync in your account. So anything you do on your computer is going to show, look, so I just did that design on my computer, and there it is on my phone. Honestly, if it's something really quick, I'll do it on my phone. But the phone does get a bit finicky sometimes, and it can be frustrating. I prefer to do it on the laptop because it's just quicker. There's bigger screen, more space to move around. I have my mouse, it's quicker that way.
Right.
But I also, if I'm on the go, I'll definitely jump into my app and really quickly do something. And and it's just practice. If it's new, it's going to be frustrating. It's just like anything, right? Like with Monade products, you have to figure out what works. You have to figure out which shampoo works for this hair, and it's just going to take you taking 10 minutes a day playing around with things like what I just did. Open a canvas, click that, what does that do? Click that, oh, what does that do? Click this, what does that do? Let me show you here as well. Like, move that out of the way. You can add text as well. So like here's a text button on the side. And then when you add a brand kit, like I show, you can add certain fonts. So you don't always have to go look for your font. You could just click that. See, when this opens on your phone, it's like so small and it's very frustrating. That's why I prefer the computer. But those are the fonts that I've chosen, and I can just really quickly access it and then not even go look for it.
Oh, could we just pay you? Could we just pay you?
Instead of like going looking for the font, trying to remember which font it was, like clicking, which one was it? If you've saved it over there, it'll already, just pop up when you choose which font over here. Trying to figure out if there's anything else. So you can also access your folders really quick over here on the left. Let's see where I went to make the Monade. If I want to do this, I go, okay, I need this canvas. You can add it if you just start with a new design, you can just say replace, add as a new page, duplicate it. You can add a page here, duplicate this page. There's styles over here, which again is going to give you the color palettes that you've created. Then it also, what's really nice, this is what I meant to show you guys here on the left where it says styles. When you're looking to decide how you want to brand yourself, so they basically give you like miniature brand kits here like this. And again, I always say, scroll through something and don't overthink it. It's the same as like you're walking in the store and you're like, oh, something catches your eye, right? That really catches my eye. So I'm like, what is this? I really like that. The color palette's really nice. The fonts are actually really nice. What is that? So then if you click on that, it's automatically going to change everything. See, like it just did, we can undo that. And if you decide, actually, I really like this, you can click on something and apply it to all pages. Also wanted to show you, if you go to, where's this color combination? If you go to that canva.com/colors and you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, it's going to give you font combinations. Typography and fonts are a very, very touchy subject with designers because it's an art in itself. But if you scroll down, If you wanted to learn a little bit about typography, by all means, spend some time there. But here they're going to give you some ideas of really well-suited fonts that are basically proven to just work well together as from a visual and a just aesthetic standpoint. Like, see that League Spartan and Libre Basketball, then they show you basically in an editorial type of design how well they work together. Same over here. These are really nice fonts. So also, if you like, okay, hold on, I really like this combination, or let's say that this is one of my favorite fonts. I really like this font combination. What is that font? Okay, it's basically going to show you, tell you what that font is. Actually, I'm just going to go here. And then if you really, really like that font, you're just going to go. A shortcut for font is if you just press the T on your keyboard. It's going to bring up when it decides to work for me. There we go. It's going to bring it up. I'm going to click on that. And then over here, I'm going to go search for that font because I really like it. That one. And the other one was Montserrat. I'm going to copy that. Sometimes you just have, that's sometimes why it does on your phone, it gets a little frustrating. There we go. And then you can take your design from there. You can just go, I really like that font, really like that font. So it's really, they do offer you a lot of design help if you really are clueless of like what goes well. See how beautiful those fonts work together. And that's what I was talking about, contrast. You see, this is a beautiful photo. It's a busy photo, but the contrast is good because it's a dark photo and then they've got this beautiful white bold font, and it's balanced because you've got this heavy black at the top and then heavy white at the bottom. So when you just spend an extra couple of minutes on the aesthetics of your stuff, this works because it's a light photo and it's taken color from the photo, and it's placed in such a way that you can still read it. So that type of text overlay without a background works. But when you take a little bit of extra time to pay attention to those little details, it says a lot about you as a business owner. And as someone who's constantly putting out all this information, people are like, damn, this girl really puts a lot of effort in. And again, like I said, it just portrays that you're serious about this, and that's the type of service that they're going to get from you when they become your customer.
So how much do you charge to make flyers?
You can tell on the side.
I'm clueless. All right.
That was so good, Ashley.
I hope I didn't miss something, but Canva can be very overwhelming because there's literally millions of templates, like millions of them. So that's why I started with to avoid the overwhelm, just like go to Canva and then immediately go to templates, filter them on the left, like to color or industry,
Style.
like social media, choose Instagram story, and then style and theme. And I'll always go minimalist because minimalist is always appealing. So minimalist, beauty, fashion, whatever it is, you can play around with those filters and then star those. And then you open a new design, go to that star on the side and start working from there. Because you could spend hours looking at the templates and eventually want to, like Kristen, I'm sure that's what you said. You open them and there's just like millions of templates and you don't know where to start. So that's basically what I would do if I was starting from scratch and had no clue where to start with design. And it's
Well, thank you.
important.
That helped a lot because I've been scared to dive into Canva because I'm like, I got on there once, I'm like, there's so many options.
That's
But
why
that helped.
But I never used it.
It's important to, like I said, when you're scrolling through the templates, don't spend an hour or looking at every single one. Scroll in such a way that you're like, that catches my eye, that catches my eye, that catches my eye, because your ideal consumer is you in the beginning of your journey, right? So if it's going to catch your eye, and it speaks to you, then it's going to resonate with you as how you're going to portray yourself as that personal brand. That's my story.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Does anybody have questions? No. Okay, cool. Well, this will be recorded. Do you have anything else to end us with, Ashley?
I don't think so. I think that was it.
Okay. All right, well, this will be recorded. If anybody has to like reference back, I know I will, because it's hard for me to see those like little letters, but I'm excited that you shared that with us. I can't wait to go study Canva.
Yeah, and then I'll also I'll share a link to Canva on the group to go sign up for Pro. Definitely worth, it's like $120 a year, so it's like not even $10 a month.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it because it's convenient, and they literally have everything set up for you. But again, I'd also always recommend tweaking it in such a way that it doesn't look like the exact template that you chose. Like, change it a little bit, make it your own. You know. And if anyone is like, I'm not sure about this, I kind of like it, but something looks off, screenshot it or save it, send it to me, and I'll give you my 2 cents.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. We've held you guys up for an hour now.
Yeah,
so
sorry about that.
I appreciate all of you ladies being on here. I hope it helped just kind of break down and show you how you can brand yourself and start your business off right. Because I know a lot of you guys are new on here, are some old ones too. But we love you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And we will talk soon, of course.
Ladies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hi, thank you.